Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing slam poetry. Um, so go to the Google Classroom folder, you'll see poetry assignment folder, and you will click slam poetry if you're really cool. I have a favorite, and that is slam poetry. You'll see a bunch of different resources, 2 PDFs, and a Google Doc with resources on it for slam poetry. So honestly, this is not going to be the most comprehensive and the best tool for you to figure out how to do a slam poem. The only requirement that I am giving you is that it must be 3 minutes, no longer. Okay, so I guess it can be a little shorter than 3 minutes, but please don't make it any longer than 3 minutes, and record it on any type of platform that you would like. You can record it on iMovie and then email it to me. You can create a series of TikToks and share it with me. You can request a Zoom session or a, FaceTime session or Google Classroom Hangout, whatever it may be.
I don't see an app for that. You'll need to download one.
Siri! Oh my god. Sorry. What the heck was I saying? Sorry about that. Dang it, Siri got in my head. But regardless, the slam poem, I just want you to write about something that you're passionate about, perform it however you would like, and then send it to me. So in this folder, you'll see 2 PDFs and the Google Doc, like I said. The PDFs are handouts and slides that hopefully will be a good resource for you if you're going like step by step and you're trying to do a very like traditional writing process for the slam poem. But honestly, the best advice I can give you is just to watch as many slam poems as you can, and then just see what kind of style you like and go from there. But these are here anyways in case you would like to use them. So if you open up this Google Doc, I included a 9-step guide on how to write slam poetry. So if you open that, it's by Digital Poet. Okay, and they've got 9 really great steps for you to use. So, first you want to figure out what is your message, what is your platform, what do you want to talk about. Decide on your style, your tone, your voice, write a first draft, edit, rewrite, practice, perform, perfect, memorize, boom. Sorry, there was like a curse or two in there, but freedom of speech, it's language arts, here we are. Okay, let's go back. This PDF has handouts. This is what I would be giving to you if we were doing this unit in class. I guess if you really wanted, you could open it in a Google Doc and fill it out if this would help you with your writing process. These are tables for you. Essentially what you would do is watch some slam poems and then go back and reflect and fill this in. For example, I related to what he said or they said about blah, blah, blah. When they said blank, it made me feel or made me think about this, and so on and so forth. So you would use this to fill out like, if that video that you watch, if that slam poem that you watch really inspires you, then specifically how they wrote it. Okay, so how exactly did they make me think about this issue? Did they do it in a story? So on and so forth. You're going to use this table. You would watch a slam poem, write the poem name here. This line stood out to me. What is the poetic device they used? Okay, did they use a metaphor? Did they use imagery? And then in my own poem, I could incorporate this story by actions, right? By acting it out. I could incorporate this story by using the 5 senses, etc. And then how did I end my poem? Again, same thing. You're going to watch a slam poem, figure out how that poet ended their poem, and then how could you do it to yours. So these are really just, they act as a more structured way to kind of help you when you do watch some slam poems, some videos. These tables should act as a very structured, sequential way to get your thoughts out. But if you don't need this, don't use it, okay? And this was a PowerPoint. Again, this should just lead you into thinking about what you want to do for your slam poem, thinking about what you want to write about, how you want to perform it, blah, blah, blah. So I've got a question. It says, what are 5 problems or things that you would change about the world if you could? Now, this I would have you do as a free write. Okay, you don't necessarily have to write about 5. You can write about 1. If there's one thing that you know you're passionate about, free write it. And then from there, start highlighting, start taking out like certain things that you know you'd want to include in your slam poem. I think that's the best way to start. And it doesn't have to be a problem. You can free write about any topic. If you want to free write about school, I'm sure at some point that free write would delve into dress code and uniforms. And you can discuss, dress code or the Ostos uniforms. That could be your platform, your slam poem if you would like. There's actually a really good slam poem. I believe it's called Dress Code, if you want to watch that. So, and this is the same exact thing. These are links to slam poems. These are ways that other poets started their poems. Okay, so thinking about ways that you want to begin your slam poem, ways to really hook the listener. So in Touchscreen, he said, introducing in this slam poem, the classic question, whatever happened to the times when we, blah, blah, blah. It's like a rhetorical question. A story, there's a man that I know, and then a phrase that someone repeats. So this poem is for blah, this poem is for, and then that is a repetition technique that they use throughout the rest of the poem. Another tip is to add poetic devices using your 5 senses. So add more poetic devices once you have like your first draft going. Go back, add rhyme scheme, add meter, add metaphors, assonance, consonants. Can you add a story to your poem? Can you explain it in more detail than just, a quick synopsis? Can you really go in and get specific and give those like 5 senses, those details, the way she smelled, the way that, the air felt on your skin, okay? And then to end it, this goes back to that chart. So, figure out a really strong ending for your poem, perform it. And then here I just wrote, when you do perform it for the first time, make note or, mark times or places that you need improvement. So do you need to slow it down? Do you need to speed it up? Do you need to pause at a certain area? Do you need to visibly get angry at one part? Because again, a slam poem is a performance. It's not just a poem that's written. It is something that you are performing, and it should be entertainment. I should be watching it and feeling the emotions that you wanted to convey. So those are the resources that I have for you. There are plenty more if you take it to Google and you just write slam poetry resources. You can use all of these if you want to figure out how to write a slam poem. Right, there's all these. So good luck. Again, you can, well, I would actually like a transcript of your slam poem. So if you could, on Google Docs, create your slam poem where you'd write it, share it with me, KD, bing, send. And then you would send this along with the attachment of your video or your request for a Zoom session where you perform it just in front of me. If you want Bo there too, I'm sure he would watch. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope this was helpful. If you want to write a slam poem, I'm so eager to see which of you guys choose this as your assignment. I really wish we could be doing this in the classroom, but again, I don't know I don't know how that's looking right now. So if you do this, I'm very excited and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Have fun with it. Okay? All right. Okay, shoot. I forgot to mention, your slam poem does not have to be individual. I know that this would be tricky since we're supposed to be practicing social distancing, but if you wanted to co-write and co-perform with somebody else in your class or somebody else in the grade, feel free. You can even get like your younger siblings involved. But if you were trying to do it with another classmate or somebody in the 8th grade, and obviously you don't live together, what I would recommend is that you both write the script together, and then one person does half the video, half the performance, and then the other person does the second half, or you can both record it and then somehow edit and splice it so it plays at the same time. That'd be a really interesting experiment. I don't know. I just didn't want you to think you have to do it all on your own. If we were doing this in the classroom, like I said, then I would totally allow you to do it in groups of 3, in partners. So I don't know. I feel bad. But just know you don't have to do it on your own. Okay, you can do it with other people. If you want to get your parents involved, that'd be super fun. You want to get your older brother involved who does nothing but lay around and watch Fortnite? Please, I would love to see it. Okay.